So let's talk about the 4-step process that we implement at Shift, that we actually help people put in place so that they have people just booking on their calendar at months, sometimes years after they first connected with them. So number one, call your lead within 5 minutes. And if no pickup, here's the trick, guys. This is a really big tip. Hang up and dial again. We call that the double dial. Because what happens is when nobody answers their phone anymore, right? But when they see a cell number call, and then there's no voicemail, and then there's another dial right after, we've seen a 20+% uptake in pickups if you do that. Now, you can't automate that. You just got to put your nose to the grindstone and do it. If they don't answer that, you leave a voicemail, then you send a follow-up text. Okay, and the follow-up text should come from the same number that you are dialing from. This way it looks, oh, okay, this is a human. 93% of people who get a text message will read it within 3 minutes. That's like 500% more effective than an email. That's why email is the last thing you do. You send the email, right? And then you should have a process, we're going to show you in a second, where it adds to your CRM that automatically kicks in automation. It adds it to a pipeline, and then it gives you the task to call. Okay. There's no reason not to have these kind of techniques today because they're ubiquitous. Almost every CRM can do it. So this is the gold, guys. You probably want to screenshot this. This is kind of the advanced gold level stuff. So in the past 3 weeks, we've talked mainly about SalesNav, right? Getting people into your pipeline right here. Yeah. And we've also talked about the power of Facebook, that once you've gotten yourself to, a consistent $15,000 to $20,000 a month for 6 months, then is a great time to start adding Facebook in, paid ads or paid YouTube ads or whatever. But we love LinkedIn because it's mostly free. And that's, the first hump we want to get you is from wherever you're at to 20,000 a month consistently without a problem. So what should happen from here is, maybe I'll do this first layer and then B, you can kind of comment, is it should be automatically zapped. You can use a tool called Zapier to add it to your CRM, and then it gets added to a campaign or a list. Now, what happens from there is these are all actions that you as a human need to take in order to have an effective follow-up. So it looks like this. It's reviewing their LinkedIn profile so you can learn a little more about them and have an intelligent conversation, craft a custom response. And Brianna, you want to give us an example? What's a custom response somebody could give based on seeing somebody's LinkedIn profile?
Yeah, people love compliments. Don't ever forget the power of that. So when you're on their LinkedIn profile, go in with the mission to find highlights that they felt were so exciting to talk about that they put it on their LinkedIn profile and comment on that. It'll show that you truly did look, and people, again, love to talk about themselves. So really good opener.
Love it. Day one, we talked about that, right? Call, email, text. Day three, interesting. There was another study done by Velocify sometime back that showed that actually don't call on the second day, call on the third day. So day 1 and 3 have the highest pickup days. So there's a little insider for you. Wait a couple of days, and then you have another follow-up, call, text, email. Day 14, that lead is probably not interested at this stage, but you still want to stay on their radar. Again, day 21, and then after 30 days, if they don't follow up, you put them in what's called a monthly value-added newsletter. Now, there's tools out there like Advisor Stream is a partner of ours. That's a great tool. You just pop people in there and it'll automatically do compliant approved content and just nurture people for you. Tell us a little bit about what this is for, the task creation, why it's so important, Brianna. We don't just rely on robots to do everything because we have to have a balance.
Yeah. So the best thing here is we super understand that this can't be, you guys do other things in your business, right? You have meetings, these things. So setting tasks inside of your systems to remind you, hey, it's been day 3, you need to call or text this person. I mean, it's going to make all of the difference for your personal business. That way you don't even have to think about it. You just show up and then your systems will tell you when to follow up with these people and where they're at.
Yeah. Well said. And then down below here, we have the lead magnet. So the last 4 weeks, we've given you guys 3 different lead magnets that you can use. We had a Social Security, a 401k, a retirement, beautiful PDFs. We want to give you another one today, so stick around. This lead magnet you can use as a value add. So actually, this goes in line with a question one of our graduates, Jim Musgrave, is asking. He's saying, if you're following up on seminar attendees who did schedule a meeting, what would you say in 6 or 7 emails? So I don't have time to go through the whole suite, but you always want to follow up with leadership and adding value. So make it a combination of a helpful video, a little report, a testimonial, which the FCC has said you could use now. We have a whole course on that. You can just hop on with a coach if you want that course. And so just always make sure you're adding value and confirming. We always like to also use, hey, really looking forward to our call Tuesday at 3, just making sure everything's still good. Yes, right? That's it. Like super friendly. You could even throw a little meme or a little happy puppy or something in there, whatever you guys want to do. And that's where your long-term nurturing meets your immediate nurturing. So once the 30-day mark goes, throw them into a newsletter and then just look for ways to add value. All right. Any final words before we give away a few prizes today?
So one thing I was going to say to you guys, a little nugget to think about, it goes back to the call feature. So obviously you cannot call or text somebody if you don't have their phone number. And one of the best ways to commit to that is if you guys are having like coffee chats, or maybe someone on LinkedIn says, yes, I'll meet with you, or things like that. Make sure in your calendar setup, when they go to book appointment, that one of the things that's mandatory is a phone number, because sometimes people will forget they even have a meeting with you. And that doesn't mean we just email them and say, oh, you missed it, no big deal. Like if they are 5 minutes late, call them, text them. Don't just kind of like let it drop off. They got on there. So that's a great way to capture email, phone numbers as well.
Yeah, well said. You really got to get those 7 digits that they said back in the day. All right. So for Shift clients, what we help you do when you work with us is we'll show you how to get email notifications every time somebody replies to you, so you don't have to bother checking. You get your phone has instant notifications once people want to connect, and you also get an assistant or a virtual assistant that's included and will notify you. So any one of those ways, however you like to be notified. I know somebody earlier asked, how do I get a VA to do this? Well, come into the Shift program. We'll show you how to do it. We got tons of amazing VAs that are ready to help you guys out. So let's do a little action items here. So make sure that you build a follow-up process. It's not an event, my friends. This is a process. You may not do it in a day, or just copy ours. We just gave it to you, right? Make sure you're following up within 5 minutes, or do your best to get to that. Set up your tools and system to help you do those follow-ups automatically. Use a CRM and build out your process, and then set notifications or email notifications. So every time you've got a connection or an opportunity, boom, you are the first to hear about it, and you're first in line, first to dine. All right. So good stuff there. Eve, you want to make a comment on follow-up and why business-wise it just sets you apart?
Well, I think we've covered so much that is just like that timeliness is so important. And in the grand scheme, it's actually just about meeting your customer where they're at and knowing your customer, right? So if you know who they are, you know what their pain points, you know what to say to them, what to talk to them about, what they need, what they want, what they desire, all of these things. And then now you're finding and you're reaching them in a time that works for them. That's why I think it's so important. But this is so cool because you can see how much like squeeze you can get out of a lemon, right? If you have these 100 leads and you see this process, oh, okay, I'm not just going to call a lead and then throw it in the garbage, right? It's like step. You don't need to get dejected after the first, if they don't respond the first time. It's like, you know that like by the time you get to 7, they're 23% more likely to respond to you. So yeah, there's a lot of work to be done with leads, right? I think it's